Hi guys, God bless you. So I have an insight that I want to share that the Father told me I could. It happened this morning when I was streaming live on Twitch. I was having my coffee, I was worshiping the Lord and reading the Bible, and then I was just doing some stuff. And I forgot about this experience until just actually not too long ago when I finished what the Lord had me do for today. And so I'm sharing it. So please take everything back to the Father for confirmation and discernment, but I'm just going to get into it. So as I was worshiping the Lord and I was praying, I saw his hand crack open a shrimp, like the exoskeleton, I don't know, the crunchy shell, and he cracked it open, and you see like the tender part that most people enjoy with them shrimp broils. And I saw when he cracked open the shrimp shell that he took this long black string out. Now, I don't eat shellfish, I'm actually allergic, so I don't really understand what that is. I think it's poop, I don't know, but it was like the waist string, and he pulled it out. And when I saw that, I said, what is that? Like, what am I seeing? Like, what are you telling me right now? Because I was worshiping and praying about myself, my heart. I usually like to die to self daily. So when I do that, I like to bring things that I'm struggling with, that I identify, or things that I'm not aware of. I like to just sit still in his presence and let all the things come up that the Lord wants me to surrender to him in the day. I have to do that, because if not, I just keep going on and on as if everything's cool. And it could be like physically, but emotionally or mentally or spiritually, I could have some things that the Father just wants to love on me about and shift me deeper into identity in him. And so the reason why I'm sharing that is because I saw that image about myself. So I was like, are you saying I'm a shrimp? Like, I don't understand what this is. Like, what does this mean, Lord? And so the Lord told me that the reason why he was showing me that is because it goes back to scripture. And I think it's in 1 Corinthians 5, but it talks about when we die daily to self. That's what it was. The Lord was saying that he was showing me in a vision that my outer shell that's hard had to be cracked open so that he can access that moldable space, that tender space that is before him. That exoskeleton, crunchy stuff can't exist before him in his presence. So he removes it as I'm praying and worshiping him. So when you posture and position yourself, he's able to do that, right? And then the waste that came out, he said, were just the things of the enemy, things that I was believing about myself that he removes. So when we sit still to spend time with our King and fellowship and worship and reading, the Lord actually is doing things on our heart. And so that daily surrender, that die to self daily, is so very, very real. And I just experienced it, at least in a visual kind of way, that I feel will really bless you guys, to kind of encourage you to keep doing that practice with the Lord. It doesn't have to be in the morning, right? Just whenever you do that, just know that he is that dedicated to even how you approach him in that one-on-one time, and that how he purifies us, right? Washes us with his blood so that we can stand before him with a pure conscience and allow him to continue to allow him to do the good work he started in us. And so that's what he was kind of showing me in that funny, humorous imagery, that's essentially what was going on. And the beautiful thing about that for me is it's such a testimony to what he has brought me through with the different type of hurdles that I've gone through with inner healing. Because if you think about a shrimp shell compared to that of a turtle, or of something with a more like a crab shell, something that's way more layered with like that, I don't know, calcium. I don't really know marine life, but you get what I'm trying to say. A shrimp shell, try to say that fast, is not as hard, right, exterior wise. So it was easy for him to like press on it. And so that's why, continuously going before him in his presence to just commune with him and allow him into our heart space, he'll be able to transform it. And then as you look, or you get a funny visual that ties it in, that he knew it was going to stand out to me to understand what it was that he was doing. That to me is such a testimony. I'm like, wow, a shrimp is not that hard in outer layer. It still has an outer layer, but it's not one that takes like, 2-3 weeks to like crack open. It's like a day-to-day moment that I position myself before you. You crack open the harder layers of my heart, the walls that I've built up, even with God. Like, it doesn't even have to be strangers or people that you want to get close to. It's like also how you approach the Father, and it won't exist before him. He'll find ways to like let that go and then get to the good part, the tender part, the parts that are safe in his hands, the part that are moldable in his hands, right? And so I just want to share that as an encouragement. And also it's just funny because at first I was a little offended, so that's why we humble ourselves and die to self, because I was like, are you saying I'm a shrimp? Like, what was that? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'll post scripture below that he gave me for it. And then I was also having a Bible study in Psalms 80, I believe. So that was just because I mentioned it earlier in case you guys want to read it as well. But God bless you guys. Take care.